Padme Amidala was the wife of Anakin Skywalker and the mother of his two twin children, Luke and Leia. I'm sure we all already know this, and at the end of Star Wars Episode 3, she dies. Spoiler alert. And it's never really explained why. The little medical droid thing comes out and says that there's no medical reason why she should be dying, she just seems to have lost the will to live. And this really annoyed a lot of fans, and it kind of annoyed me too. It felt like they didn't know what to do with the character, so they just killed her off in some real vague way. A lot of people took this that she basically died of a broken heart, and there is such a thing as broken heart syndrome, but this wasn't that, or at least it didn't seem to be that, because I can't imagine any mother, especially a person as caring as Padme, to allow herself to die when she's giving birth to her only two children, whose father is now a child murderer. So I'm sure that she would probably have more of a will to live than ever, to live for her children. But even though they don't actually say this outright in the film, it's a pretty accepted concept throughout the Star Wars community that Padme Amidala actually was killed by Darth Sidious, who, from a distance, was using his Force powers to maybe drain the life out of her, kind of thing, because Darth Sidious, you never really get a sense of how powerful he is, but he is supposed to be tremendously powerful. He is actually supposed to have been able to learn from Plagueis how to stave off death, or at least it's implied that he could likely live for an extremely long time. So it's not inconceivable that he could drain the life out of a person from a distance, someone who is a very regular person like Amidala, someone who doesn't have a high Force affinity or something along those lines. So it's pretty accepted across the community that he drained the life out of her somehow and then went and told Darth Vader that Padme was dead. Also, he told Darth Vader Padme was dead. He must have somehow known that she was dead. Now, he is powerful with the Force, but the Jedi were hiding at the time, so I would have thought he would have somehow maybe dispatched forces to where the Jedi were. Maybe he could just feel her presence because he knew her, and therefore somehow killed her remotely. So that's the general theory, and it's pretty accepted theory these days, and quite frankly it fits with everything that we know about wild Force powers and such, and it's a much better story than she just died because Anakin broke her heart, because Anakin murdered a bunch of children and then choked her while she was pregnant, which is kind of weird, but I don't think that she would just give up because of that. She was a pretty badass senator, and I think that she was such a strong character that she would not have just died. I hope you enjoyed this short video, and I hope this kind of clears up that little bit at the end. Unfortunately, it does not clear up the continuity error of having her die before Leia could even remember her. But that is probably a theory for another day, or never. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press the like button and do subscribe. If you want to see more, I actually have a list in front of me of the Star Wars videos that I want to make for the very near future. Thank you and goodbye.